And he changes every individual character has its own voice.
Right.
It's fantastic.
That's cool.
Yeah. So if you Audible is the name of the Amazon's audiobook, and I think the lowest thing.
It's like $15, and
it's like $15 a month, and you get one audiobook, which costs like $50.
Well, you get one credit.
One credit, which you can apply towards a book, and that's what I've been doing, and they're fantastic.
Yeah.
And when I started listening to it, the first thing I thought of was, this guy's D&D campaign. That's what this is.
Yeah, much like Luke Skywalker is conceivably both a wizard and a fighter.
Yeah.
Randall Thor, both a wizard and a master swordsman. You should be able to do both. D&D got it wrong.
No, I think 4th edition just did that, didn't they?
Well,
yeah.
Well, the problem is whenever you have a guy that can do that, he is the star of the show, and you don't need anybody else. I mean,
right? You don't need Han Solo.
You're just
whatever.
Too bad.
Yeah. But I think, and a lot of people are put off by the size of the series.
That's why I haven't started it
13
yet.
or 14 books.
Because when Robert Jordan on his deathbed conferred the final story to his family so he could finish the story and give it to, I can't remember the guy's name that finished it. The guy that finished it chopped that into 3 books, and they're not small.
Cha-ching.
Right.
Well, yeah, he went from being like, nobody fantasy writer to the guy that's finishing the Wheel of Time. So it was like,
But yeah, there's a lot of people that were put off by that
I need
size.
to pay off a house.
I was one of them. I was like, there is no way I'm going to get started on this. And then I realized, I'm like, let me give it a shot. What am I waiting for? It's not like I'm not going to read 13 books in the rest of my life. I might as well try this.
And if you're doing Audible and you have a commute like you do, you can burn through them pretty quick.
It takes me 35, 40 minutes to get to work. I can listen to most of a chapter, if not a whole chapter, and then, there and back.
I should probably try that when I'm working out, because I've found that listening to our podcast when I'm working out is a good way to pass the time while I'm on a treadmill.
And only mildly narcissistic.
It's better than listening to the same music over and over again.
Right.
True.
It's not so monotonous.
You know what? And I recommend it because I've done the same thing. I listened to the first book of Wheel of Time driving and on the treadmill, and it does pass the time well.
Well, I guess it's my turn.
Nope.
The Elmore
Sean's turn.
The Elmore Leonard book I mentioned earlier is called the Complete Western Stories of Elmore Leonard.
So it's a compilation of all this
it's a compilation of all of his short stories that he used to write for magazines and such back in the day. But as far as sci-fi goes, I mean, I think we've kind of covered fantasy pretty well. My favorite authors are Robert Heinlein, Isaac Asimov, Arthur C. Clarke, and Robert Silverberg.
Oh yeah, Stranger to Strangeland. I could read that over and over.
That is and I have read that I've read that 2 or 3 times.
That's a really good audiobook too.
Is it? I bet it is. That's one of my favorite books. But
Starship Troopers, the book, way better than Starship Troopers.
yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Blasphemy.
Definitely. And
all I'm saying is like, in the book, Dizzy is a dude and he dies in the first chapter.
So there's one improvement.
Spoiler.
There's one improvement.
But I mean, I can read
She had
it.
great boobs.
She did not. They were awful.
Not really.
Terrible boobs.
kind of flabby.
I'm not really into the fantasy as much as I like the stories. I read more Tom Clancy's, David Baldassi.
Yeah, I meant to talk about Rainbow Six. Damn,
Yeah, I mean, I
missed
love.
opportunity.
Actually, he's probably my favorite author of all. But
Rainbow Six would be perfect inspiration for like a Shadowrun group.
yeah,
or
it's
something like that.
I kind of
and
see
Robert
that, but
Ludlum.
it's just more. It could happen, and it does happen. He's read some of his true stories, but like David Baldassi, Last Man Standing, that's really good if you're into FBI, CIA kind of stuff. He also wrote a book called The Winner, that's really good, and Dean Koontz, Brother Odd series, that's a really good little series.
So what's it called?
Dean Koontz,
But what was the name of the series?
Brother Odd.
Brother Odd.
It's about a guy who sees dead people. He communicates with
Haley
them.
Joel Osment?
Yeah, yes.
No.
Later in
Market
life.
him.
I think it's a 5-book series. It's pretty good.
I think I didn't neglect to mention one thing, and it's not really, he doesn't really write fiction. He writes, they're historical novels. They're not even novels. They're just basically history books. Stephen Ambrose, he wrote Band of Brothers,
Yes.
Undaunted Courage. Those are also good inspirational books for the kind of stuff that I like to do. Band of Brothers obviously would be great inspiration for playing Twilight 2000.
William Gibson would be my number one if you're going to play any kind of a cyberpunk game.
Well, he created it.
Yeah. Neuromancer, like Greg says, I can reread it. I can just read parts of it, and it's still fantastic. Something more, something newer we started listening to a audiobook when we drive back from here called Bone Shaker, which is by a book by Sherry Priest, and it's
that's the first of the series, isn't it?
yeah. The second book is called Dreadnought.
And the third is Clementine,
Something
I think.
like that.
Yeah.
But it's steampunk Seattle with zombies.
Ooh.
Whoa.
They hit on all the high points.
Yeah,
Sounds
she hits it all.
excellent.
That sounds like a
Yeah,
winner.
it is. It's really good.
Steampunk Western Seattle zombies.
And the audiobook is read by Kate Redding, of course, who did, like I said, did the other Wheel of Time, and Will Wheaton.
Awesome.
Anyway, so there's a new series. It's another steampunk series called The Ministry of Peculiar Occurrences, and that is James Bond
Ooh.
steampunk. It's by two authors, Pip Bellantine and T. Morris.
I'm sold with anybody named Pip.
Yeah. So Phoenix Rising is the first book, and then
Sounds like Torchwood to
the
me.
Janus Affair comes out in May of this year, so the second book will be out soon.
So we'll do a check-in to see how much progress we've made. I'm pretty sure I probably will not be very far along, because that was kind of the inspiration for doing this, is to kind of get me back into reading consistently.
Well, there's plenty of suggestions for you.
Yeah.
So, Eric, I have a specific recommendation for you, Eric, because you love cyberpunk and you love William Gibson so much.
Mm-hmm.
You need to read a book called Snow Crash by a guy named Neil Stevenson.
Neil Stevenson. Yeah,
It
I've
is
heard of the author.
Great. Okay. It's as good, in my opinion, as Neuromancer, if not better.
Okay.
It is really good. And I think people should also read a book called Rant
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
Chuck Palahniuk.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Anything by Chuck
Anything by
Palahniuk
him.
is worth reading. But yes, Rant is that's his story.
Right.
Yeah.
Or
Spoiler.
Stranger Than Fiction.
Spoiler alert!
But
I didn't
I think
say
we're
anything
done.
about the on the wall.
That's right.
You probably don't need to write it down, Jason. You're just going to listen to the episode.
Oh, that's true. I can listen to that.
Just check the show notes.
Okay. Well, anyway, I think we're going to wrap it up here, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
Adios.
Our friend Jared has the nicest tits you'll ever see on a man.
his name was Robert Paulson.
Man booby.
Don't go there, Mark.
Follow us on Twitter. We're at Gamers Table.
Like us on Facebook.
Listen to us on iTunes.
Or on Stitcher.
Got a question you want read during the show? Send us an email at feedback@gamerstable.com or leave us a voicemail at 559-546-1231. Check out some other great shows affiliated with us at rpgcrosstalk.webs.com.
You have been listening to Gamers Table, registered trademark Side Tangent Productions. Visit us at gamerstable.com. Products and intellectual properties discussed during this podcast are the properties of their respective owners. This production is for entertainment purposes only. Any commercial broadcast is prohibited without written consent from Side Tangent Productions.